Destination Mark.
Hey guys, how's it going? Marcelo here, and I think it's time for a long overdue video. As of this recording right now, I am slowly on the track from 300 to 400 subscribers, so thank you guys so much for subscribing and watching my dumbass talk about games and other stuff. So, I promised this Q&A video back when I was at 200 subscribers, and no one was really asking much questions at the time when I gave the call for questions, so I gathered some, but I didn't have enough to really make a video. And then by that time when I was thinking, okay, maybe I'll make the video now, I was already at 300, so I'm like, okay. So consider this a 200/300 subscriber special. I don't know. But yeah, this is finally the DestinationMarc Q&A video. Thank you guys for all the questions. Got some pretty good ones. So we've got 12. Not everyone's question. Some people asked multiple questions, but I took a few out. I wanted to make it like some kind of like an even or just good, well-rounded number. So we've got 12 questions right here that I'm going to answer in this video. So without further ado, let's begin. Uncharted Bandicoot asks, how did you get into Crash, and what do you think will happen after the remakes? The first Crash game was the first game I've ever played like in my entire life, so that's pretty much how I got into it. My mom bought it back when she got her PS1. I forget how that story goes, but she was like a casual game player, and still kind of is to this day. She'll play with me like Tekken and stuff every so often. But she was seeing all of the platformers coming out like Crash and like Spyro. So she had gotten Crash, and at the time that Crash came out, I was only a year old. So it wasn't until I was about 2 or 3 that I actually started to play video games. So it was there, I played it. I don't remember when I first picked up a controller and it was like, I don't remember the first time I actually played Crash Bandicoot, but you know the saying, like, as far back as I can remember, that's literally the case with me. I've been playing Crash for as long as I can actually remember, so it's been pretty much my entire life. So that's part 1 of his question. Part 2 was, what do I think will happen after Crash Insane Trilogy with Crash himself? I still think, well, I used to think, let's kind of say that there was going to be some kind of a reboot. I still think that might be the case, but I'm also kind of hoping, everyone's saying like, oh, after Crash 1, 2, and 3, let's get CTR remastered. And I don't know if they're going to go that far as to remaster CTR. It'd be cool, I mean, don't get me wrong, it would be cool, I just don't think they're going to do it. Instead, I think they might make like, it'd be cool if they made an original kart racer, like maybe bring back some concepts that they wanted to do with the CTR 2010 game that was going to use the art style of that then canceled reboot Crash Landed. Like, that'd be kind of cool, or I don't know, but, well, they might still make a reboot. I really don't know. I have no idea what direction the series will go in after this remaster. I don't know. A lot of people say, well, how about we get a 3rd game in the whole Titans Mutants saga? I think if they were going to go that route, they should have went that route years ago before all these other projects started to get canceled. Like, something tells me that was going to happen. I'm not sure if there was ever talk that Activision was going to have, you know, Radical and whoever else make a 3rd Titans game. I'm not sure, but I don't see it happening anytime soon. I honestly think, seeing as this is the direction they're going with, a more, you know, going back to the classics, back to the originals, back how Naughty Dog portrayed Crash, and they're trying to pay homage to that. And seeing as it's now Vicarious Visions helping out with Activision and with Sony to create this, after this, I don't know what else they're going to do. Maybe another original adventure, and then kind of continue going original adventure after original adventure from there on out, original game after original game. The way it was going with like Wrath of Cortex, Twin Sanity, Tag Team Racer, they were all kind of original in their own kinds of ways, you know? It's hard to say, so I mean, I think the safer bet would be to do a reboot, so that way they can like actually dive into, like, you know, give us like an actual story-driven Crash game, because that's never really happened. We've had plots, of course, from all these Crash games, and the plots have always been different to accommodate what kind of game it is, but there's never been like a narrative-driven, not like Last of Us Crash, the Crash of Us or anything like that. Like, I'm not talking about like that story-driven. and have like that deep of a narrative. I mean, it's still Crash, it's still wacky. I was just saying, like, what I mean is, it should, like Jak and Daxter, like kind of, again, not the dark and brooding Jak and Daxter, but do have some kind of like a good developed story. Maybe Crash can get a little, like, not just the character, but the series can get a little serious, you know, have some serious moments in it, but have some like actual conflict there, you know, kind of like, let's say Jak and Daxter, or even the new Ratchet game. Well, I don't know if it's new now, but the reboot. That'd be really cool to see. So, who knows? I don't know. I say reboot. Sorry for going far too off on this question. My bet is on reboot. At DeWild58 asks, I wanted to ask for a guess from you of the date of the release of Crash Bandicoot N. Sane Trilogy. Just a guess, doesn't have to be accurate. I'm not too sure about the whole February 28 date, not just because it coincides with Horizon Zero Dawn, but because it just seems too early. I mean, we don't know how long the game, this trilogy has been in development, but it's a little too early. From the fact that they showed us footage and stuff just barely a month ago, and then it's going to come out, all three of them, bam, here we go, 2 months later. I don't know. I think they're going to want to tease us some more with some screenshots and another trailer and some snippets here and there of Crash 2 Remastered and then Crash Warped Remastered before, just so we can really get to see how they all look before the game comes out. I think they're going to go that route, to be honest. But talking about the date, first off, for anyone who still thinks, just in case anyone out there still thinks that December 31st of this year is the release date of this trilogy, it's clearly a placeholder date. Other games I've found while going on GameStop to see pre-orders and stuff, other games that are going to be coming out that are new, that don't have a definitive release date, are also slated for December 31st. So clearly it's a placeholder date. My bet is on summer at the absolute latest, spring, maybe April at the absolute earliest. So April, May, like that would be pretty decent, kind of give it a few more months. It's not too far off from February, like I understand that, but I think just give it a few more months ahead. Not like fall 2017, that even seems a little too far. Summer at the absolute latest, spring at the absolute earliest. So yeah. Velizio asks, will you ever talk about forgotten PS1 games like Tiny Tank and others? Yeah, for those that I own or that I at least know of, I'll try and give them as much attention as I possibly can. I remember talking about Medieval for my Halloween special last year. So be it discussion videos, be it live streams, walkthroughs, I'll do what I can. Tiny Tank, now, I love how you said Tiny Tank specifically, because I remember Tiny Tank from the Jam Pack disc, the demo discs, and it was a hella fun game when I was a kid and I was playing it. And it wasn't until like not last year, it was like 2 or so years ago, I had gotten it. I finally got to own it because I got it as a gift for like Christmas or my birthday or something like that. So there was like a huge period of my life where like I had played it as a kid through the demo disc, and then like but I've never owned it until like literally a few years ago. So I was playing it, still as fun as I remember it to be. So I'll definitely give it some attention at some point. Other games, other PS1 games, because I still think to this day, I still think that iNinja was a very, for a PS2 game, iNinja was a very underrated platformer. I love the hell out of it. So I still have to get back to that for the live stream, speaking of which. But PS1 forgotten games, like very underrated games, all totally. Maybe I'll do a top 5 underrated games list. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So, yeah. CoolPro195 asks, which game consoles have you owned during your childhood? PS1, PS2, Game Boy, Game Boy Advance. I had my SP. I told that story a long time ago. When I was 8, I got it for my birthday along with this one racing game and with Crash the Huge Adventure. So it was PS1, it was PS2, it was my Game Boy. Was there anything else like during my childhood? Not that I can remember, because I didn't get into Nintendo. I mean, if you want to talk about like when I was like a preteen / teen, I was getting into Nintendo. So besides the Game Boy, I think my first Nintendo console was the GameCube. So I'm trying to remember when I got the GameCube. So okay, maybe it was the Game Boy. I think my first ever, like the one that I personally owned, because the GameCube was both mine and my brother's. The GameCube was, I think, our first console technically for Nintendo. But my first console, my personal first console was, or system, handheld system, was the Game Boy. So yeah. Skyfan91 asks, "What's your thoughts about Crash being in Skylanders Academy?" He wasn't that bad, to be honest. He really wasn't that bad. What's his name? Eric Rogers, in an interview some time ago, he was one of the writers for the show, came out and said that he was the voice of Crash, and he held off on crediting himself and revealing it for that very reason. He already knew fans were going to be like, why does he have an accent? Why does he talk? He shouldn't talk. He shouldn't even sound like that. I don't know. Like, he knew people were going to get touchy-feely about Crash talking. I, for one, didn't have a problem with it. I always thought, if Crash would ever talk for any reason whatsoever besides his, whoa and uh-oh and all that stuff, if he would speak full sentences and have conversations with people, like, I couldn't imagine him having any other accent but an Australian accent. It just makes sense. He's a marsupial from Australia. Not that he would have any other accent besides American accent, really, is the only other accent I could see him having, but even that would sound odd. I think Australian would fit him the best. And seeing that he has an Australian accent in Skylanders Academy, it works. And honestly, would you want Eric Rogers to voice him, who did voice him, or would you want this?
I just flew in from the new ruins level, and boy, are my arms tired.
Frederick Linison asks, "If you were to make a platformer, how would it be like? Would it be open world like Spyro or linear like Crash? And would it be lighthearted and goofy, or a bit more dark and mature?" Okay, we're getting into some touchy waters here. I have some projects I'm working on that are game related, and a couple of them are platformer games. Now, okay, I did reveal one of them being Mighty Jeff. That game, I do want to be very lighthearted and goofy, like Crash. Linear, I wouldn't say, okay, I would say it's not super open world like Spyro, and it's not super linear, like hallway linear like Crash. I would actually compare it very much to either Jak and Daxter or Crash Twinsanity. That's, with exploration, that's kind of what I want to go for Mighty Jeff. It may seem a little generic, but I want to do more with it. I'm still in the conceptual stages, the conceptualizing stages for it. So like, you've got your fire area, your ice area, your underwater locations and all that stuff, but I really want to make it kind of stand out. I want to try and do what I can to make it stand out and not just be like, well, now we're in a generic water world, we're in a generic fire world. Not even so much as worlds. It's all one interconnected world. The main character, Jeff, lives on an island, so that was taken directly from Crash. Crash is what just gave me this good vibe about jungle themes. So that's what I'm like, seeing as Naughty Dog for pretty much all their games, there are jungle themes in Crash, jungle themes in Jak and Daxter, jungle themes in Uncharted, and even for a while there are some jungle themes in Last of Us, so that's been like a mainstay theme for them. And seeing as I grew up with Crash, jungle themes have always been like a really cool setting for a game, in my opinion, so Jeff lives on an island. That being said though, I don't want to like, Tetris movie trilogy it, but I do have, it's going to sound a lot like it when I say this, but I've thought of a lot of story stuff and a lot of narrative kind of driven stuff that doesn't go too serious or dark or anything like that per se, but I've thought of a lot of like lore for this kind of game, and if this game does well, once I do it and make it and release it and have far into the future, don't know when the hell it's going to happen, but based on the reception, I want to see how people react to it, and if they like it enough, I have left the ending a bit open. This is very spoilerish. Why am I saying this? It kind of leaves off on like well, there could be a part 2, and I would like to do like probably a trilogy or something. It'd be really cool. hopefully that answers your question. Yes, platformers. But platformers won't come just yet. Like, those games aren't, those are like the big projects that I want to do. Smaller game projects include, I have an idea for a rhythm game, and I have an idea for a 2D side scroller. So I've been like drawing and writing and doing stuff for those, and picking out music and seeing about composers and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what I've been doing on my off time. So JDog1337A asks, what's your favorite, Ratchet & Clank, Jak and Daxter, Sly Cooper, or the Crash Bandicoot games? I like all of them, but of course, Crash. Seeing as I grew up with it, seeing as I have like all the freaking games for it, it's a kick-ass series. I mean, I would recommend it to literally anyone and everyone who loves platformers but never really kind of saw Crash, but never exactly like... actually, for all of these, I would recommend all of them to a certain degree for those who like platformers, but for whatever reason missed out on these classics. It wasn't. I had seen Jak and Daxter and Ratchet and Clank and Sly Cooper in like dozens of like Game Informer magazines and all that stuff. I used to be subscribed to them long time ago, and I don't know why I never really ever asked my mom to buy them for me or rent them for me or anything like that. I've never thought to do that. I don't know why. I was just keeping up with all the newer Crash and Spyro games coming out at the time, and all those other games. I was Pac-Man and Rayman and Tekken. Like, I was just, those series were my series. Those ones are the shit, in my opinion. Those ones are awesome. And the shit, not shit. Hopefully I made that clear. I saw those other games in ads and stuff for magazine ads and all that, but I don't know why I ever bought them or rented them or whatever when I was a kid. Just very recently-ish, like around the time I was about, say, 17, 18, 16, anywhere between 16 and 18. That's around the time where I was starting to get into Jak and Daxter and Sly Cooper and Ratchet and Clank. This story still is true. I've told it a couple times before. Before Ratchet and Clank, the reboot for PS4 came out, like literally a week before, I had just beaten for the first time ever the first original Ratchet and Clank game on the PS2. So I was really getting into it. Like, I had bought it like sometime even before, way before that. And then I was playing it, and I played literally a little bit of it, and I was like, okay, well, it's cool. I'm gonna stop now. There's a bunch of other games I want to play, and I never touched it again. And then it wasn't until I heard about this new project, this new game, and I was like, oh my god, that's cool. Well, since it's based off the first one, maybe I should finally revisit the first one. And then I did, and then I beat it, and yeah. So, from all those series, Crash, for me, will just always be my number one. CoolPro195 asks, where do you currently see your channel standing by the end of 2017? Honestly, I'm just gonna keep doing what I do. I'm just gonna have my walkthroughs and my live streams, my discussion videos, top 5s, hopefully more top 10s. I've only done one top 10 2 years ago. So, okay, well, not exactly 2 years ago, but my 2015, damn, that doesn't even feel like it was that long ago. And it was. I remember filming and editing that freaking video. Okay, so my top 10, my first ever top 10 video was on the, what was it, the winter themed boss battles? No, that was last year. It was my top 10 favorite winter levels. I don't fucking remember. Yeah, thumbnail, I don't fucking know. Something will be there showing you what it was from 2015. I want to do more top 10s, maybe even top 20s. Well, maybe not as a recurring thing, but I kind of want to do a top 20 at some point. On what? Of what? I don't fucking know. But besides that, I just hope that these projects that I was saying about, for those game projects and hopefully other little YouTube projects that I want to do. I want to do more podcasts, not just with G-Man, but with other YouTubers as well. That kind of, okay, let me also mention this. That actually leads into some questions I actually cut from this video, but I still remember them. A couple people were asking me if I could collab with them on certain things. The thing is that I'm fucking busy, so it's not a no, but it's not a yes at the same time. It's not a definite yes, let's do it soon. Because I don't know, to be honest. I've got work, I've got videos, I've got, not just that, I want to do more live stuff. Like, I want to get more experience in editing videos, like professionally, and character design and stuff like that, multimedia stuff, filmmaking stuff, animation stuff, cartoon stuff. I want to go to an art school. I want to freaking what is it? Do other things. I want to do other things. I want to return back to college because I haven't actually done college things in quite a while. But I want to do more. So that's outside of my YouTube stuff. But with my YouTube stuff, also I want to do more. But I can only do so much because I don't have a crew. It's just me. I guess you can count my brother, but he doesn't really help edit or do. If you saw my behind the scenes video, I do everything. So I feature dudes, I feature friends and all that, and that's awesome. I love hanging out with friends, talking with my brother about games and stuff. That's what Westside Studios is all about for me, Weston, Chase, Jeremiah Tobar. So I mean, that's all of us. And then of course we got you guys. So I mean, I want to collaborate with a bunch more people and meet a bunch more people. But there's only so much I can do. So we'll have to take it slowly and see where it goes and see when I'm available to do things and see how that turns out and how that pans out. So so there's that. But where do I see my channel by the end of 2017? Hopefully, just whenever I say this, I've already said it before. I like to see my subscriber count go higher. Why? Because I want to communicate with more fans, with more people, and just connect more, you know? So it's not about I want to get famous and I want to be popular. Like, first off, that ain't gonna happen. Second off, from this face and me alone, that ain't gonna happen. If my projects get noticed and I get, you know, noticed off of my gaming projects or whatever projects I decide to undertake, that would be cool because, hey, I'm giving something to people to do, to watch, to play, to see, and they like it. That kind of recognition is awesome, and I do want to get there at some point. But to be like, I'm gonna be an internet no, it's not gonna fucking happen. But what do I see in my channel by the end of 2017? I see more people that I can connect with, that want to connect with me, and that just to expand the channel, to do other things. Like I did a cake video, how to make a cake. I want to do more random ass shit like that, not just gaming related. I want to broaden myself out. TLDR, sorry, I keep getting those, I'm not dyslexic. I want to broaden out my horizons with videos, with live stuff, which doesn't count as YouTube, but whatever. I mean, it's still the same thing. With multimedia, with cartoon stuffs and animation stuffs. Yes, expansion. Velizio asks, why have you never played Banjo-Kazooie? I don't know. Same reason why I didn't initially play Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper, Jak and Daxter back as a kid. By the time I got my Nintendo 64, I was trying out Mario 64, even bad games like Glover and Superman. Yes, Superman 64. I own that. I own it. Where is it? Yes. So Smash Brothers, Mario Party. So I mean, again, I just never got to Banjo-Kazooie. I really, really do. Don't get me wrong. I really do. I don't know if I'm going to be able to before Yooka-Laylee comes out, because I do want to pre-order Yooka-Laylee and play it for the PS4. I'll try and see what I can do for Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie. So, yeah. Sly Cooper asks, what's your YouTube prediction for 2017? Are we talking about the state of YouTube? Because, watch those videos from the big YouTubers who have been describing the state of YouTube since, like, the last couple of years now. If you haven't noticed it already. So, I mean, the state of YouTube. I like to describe it as, oh, shit, my cat threw up. Obviously we have to, there's a mess here. We have to clean it up because, look at it. It looks nasty. It's kind of gross. It's a little bit, chaotic with, the stuff just all over the place. Yeah, let's clean it up. So, it's pretty much what I think of it. Hopefully, this year they start, cleaning up that mess that they made of YouTube. So, yeah. Jeremiah Isaiah asks, what do you deep throat? That's what I love about you guys. You guys just ask the most bizarre, fucking out there questions. The answer is yeah. And last but not least, once again, CoolPro195 asks, how do you value your viewers, subscribers, and YouTube users in general? Well, obviously, you guys are awesome. I mean, look how far we are. We have, what, almost 400. I don't remember the exact number, but we're close to 400 subscribers. And before I started doing, you know, discussion videos, and before I knew what direction to take my channel in, I had like 50. So I mean, the fact that I've been able to meet more people, talk with friends online, and get to do really cool things that I haven't before. Like, it's fucking amazing, and it's all thanks to you guys and a bunch of my other friends that I've also met in real life as well. Like, if I never met Caleb, I would never have gone to ZabCon or met Neil Druckmann in LA and all that stuff. So I mean, there's a lot of people to thank, a lot of people to, you know, give credit to where credit is due. So I mean, you guys are awesome. YouTubers in general are freaking awesome. I mean, as long as you're not a dick, we're gonna get along for the most part. I'm a pretty friendly dude, so. As long as you're not a dick and you don't trample over my opinions like their shit, or anyone's opinions like their shit, who's gonna want to listen to your opinion if you're talking shit and shitting on other people? So I mean, you know, it's kind of a two-way street here. I mean, you're nice to me, I'm nice to you. How do you do? Yes, we're all good. So I mean, you guys are awesome. That's the bottom line. So with that being said, yes. That's all the questions for right now. That's all we have time for today. So thank you guys for the questions. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for watching. I don't really know what else to say. So we might do more of these in the future. I'm not sure yet. I'll have to see how this one does. So yeah, I don't really have much of a freaking. I don't know how to end this video. I'm Marcelo. I will see you guys later. Take care.
'Cause PlayStation rules!